Hi everyone, so today I'm filming a different sort of transformation video. Most of the time my videos include dolls that I've just gotten secondhand at flea market and whatnot, but that's definitely not always what Colleen and I are cleaning. We do regular maintenance all the time on our old dolls, and since my Bratzillaz are in real need of a deep clean, I thought I would make a video. So ordinarily I would say I dust my doll shelves like as a whole once a year, and by that I mean that like I take everyone down, I dust everything, wipe everyone's faces off, I wash any clothes that need to be laundered, I change all the hair elastics, I check the earrings and make sure that they're okay, things like that. If I need to do any rearranging, because there's just so many dolls I have on display. I have probably 1,000 on display, and they really don't get all that dusty. I think it's because we don't have carpeting in here, so most of the like cat fur and things collect just on the floor. There are a few shelves like up top and down below that I need to do more frequently than that, and obviously any time that like I've had dolls out for photos or whatever the case may be, not only did those dolls get maintained, but say I was like taking a bunch of pictures of my Bratzillaz dolls, I would clean their shelf, dust it off, and all of that jazz. So right now we're kind of in the process of our like deep summer clean, and I'm going to film me taking care of the Bratzillaz. First and foremost, this lower shelf is a disaster. The cats really like to lay in front of here. This is my dustiest of all my shelves, and you can see there's like a wad of cat hair, so I'm feeling really bad. So I have my laundry tub, a container to wash their shoes, and like plastic pieces. Normally if I'm dusting, I don't like need to wash them so deeply, but because of where they are. So I'm not going to be washing every single Bratzillaz doll, but definitely the ones that are sitting. And I'm also going to be taking out all of their handmade earrings if I'm giving them a bath, because I don't like to leave these in when I wash their hair or wash their bodies, because they are metal, and metal like shouldn't get wet, and I made that mistake one time. So when I got this doll's swimsuit a while ago, like last year on eBay, I gave her a hair wash and stuff, and I didn't take out her earrings, and I didn't even think to like check after and make sure she dried out, and she got like a teeny spot of green. You can't really see it on camera because I put her out for stain removal treatment one day. It's not a big deal, it didn't spread or anything, but you don't want that to happen, so make sure if you have handmade earrings, take them out, and if you have plastic earrings, take them out so they don't accidentally go down the drain. So these are all the plastic pieces I decided to wash. If I find any additional ones, I can just toss them in. I'm going to put a little dish soap in here and some water. Things like these boots that have like really detailed lacing tend to hold the dust in, so a simple wipe down with a damp cloth doesn't always get it out. And since these guys were so dusty, that's why I'm washing their shoes and things. And then these are all the clothes. None of my dolls that were on stands will need to have their clothing washed because the dust mostly collected on the dolls that were sitting. So that's good, and I have color catchers in here, and this is cold water. An interesting thing, my Fiona Finn's doll's mermaid tail discolored. It must be really sensitive to like sun exposure, because those dolls don't get hit by like direct sunlight, and all the other clothes are absolutely fine, but it's gone a bit gold. But you know, that's what happens when you display your dolls or play with your dolls. They're gonna age a bit. So these are the dolls that I'm washing their bodies in this pile here. These are just the dolls that were sitting on both shelves, and then the only ones I need to wash the hair on are my original Fiona Finns and Cornelia by Switch a Witch, because this had a lot of gel on it originally, so it kind of attracted dust, and Fiona was the dustiest doll on that shelf, so her face is going to have to get like really wet, so her hair is anyways. Okay, so for the dolls who aren't getting like an official bath because they don't really need it, these guys really aren't dusty. Like if I rub their stands, they don't really have much dust on there, and their hair looks good. So what I'm gonna do is I have a damp cloth, and I'm just gonna wipe each doll down, paying special attention to like their inset eyes and any exposed skin, and also like the tops of their shoes. And then I'm going to take a different rag and a little bit of like furniture polish, and I'm just gonna like wipe the top of their stands down. They're kind of a pain to take on and off their stands because they have weird waists, so I'm being lazy and I'm not actually moving them off. And then I'm just gonna move them off the shelf because I have to clean the shelf itself. And not only that, but I'm also going to be rephotographing all of these dolls from my Flickr guide because we changed backgrounds. They really aren't dirty. And right before I go to photograph them, like as I'm positioning them against the backdrop, I'll be like brushing their hair out. So if there is any like dust in their hair, it should come out just from being combed. Most of the time, that's all that I really need to do, but certain dolls with like really dark hair need hair washes frequently. And I do have a tutorial on how I like dust everything, like a formal tutorial that I made like 2 years ago. So all the dolls are off the shelf, and I'm just going to use that same rag I used to dust the stands, and I'm just going to wipe everything down, including the sides here. As you can see, there's a little bit of some schmutz on there. Sometimes I will change out my backgrounds too. I like to decorate the shelves to make them more interesting. So these are all like old calendar pictures, but I'm happy with how these look for now, so we're gonna leave that. So all the dolls are getting ready for their bath. So these two are the only ones getting a hair wash, as I said before, and these guys are all just getting a body wash. I won't be using baking soda because they're not like filthy. The dish soap and toothbrush should get it all off. So I've washed all of their bodies, and Fiona had her boil wash, and Cornelia had her hair wash because this is a wig, so I didn't want to take out the style. And yeah, some of them have wet hair just because when I was rinsing them, it got a little damp, so I just combed it through, but they really didn't need hair washes, and because most of them have nylon hair, to boil wash them would have just been kind of a pain. And then I have all their pieces rinsed and laid out over here. And then in here, this is where their clothes are drying. Okay, so everyone except Cornelia, the Switcher Witch, is dry. And all of their clothes and little pieces are dry, except for the like 2 pairs of tall boots that go on basic Sasha, Bella, and Megana.
I pulled off Cornelia's wig so we can dress her, because just her wig was wet.
Yes, she is able to be bald, as you can see.
Oh, you want Megana, right?
Yeah, I have to do Megana and Loetta's hair. Loetta didn't have a bath. Andy! Absolutely not. They just got clean from all your dander. So I'm in the process of photographing the dolls, and this is the new background. This is what you're going to be seeing on all my like Flickr guide photos for dolls from now on. Long story. I'll probably talk about it in a Dolly Updates video. Anyways, so since I washed Sasha Bella's outfit, a little trick I find is if you like comb the fur after it dries, it makes it like split up, because when it's wet it kind of clumps together, and it looks good as new. And since Colleen and I have started this whole like retake process a few weeks ago with the photos, I've kind of come up with a system where like I'll have a few dolls across with plenty of room when I crop the photo, so that, you know, like Jade isn't in Sasha Bella's photo here. And I'll have like the pile of dolls that need to be photographed, and then I brought the other ones to the other room. And I also have these cards I've made these years ago when we were like retaking things, so we can make piles based on what we need. I mean, in this case, all the dolls are getting body photos, and right now none of them need clothes or faces. And a little tip, I have found that photographing Monster High and Bratzillaz tends to be a little bit more difficult than your average doll because they have very bizarre skin colors and very vibrant hair colors, and at least on my camera this throws off the like balance of colors. So like on these Midnight Beach dolls especially, they tend to throw off like a green tint. And the best way that I have found to fix this, so I have to do little editing, is I turn the brightness up on my camera, and I find that when the camera takes a brighter photo, the color kind of corrects itself, so I don't need to go back later and tweak like the tint and the coolness and the warmness, because I really don't like having to do that. It's extra work, and I like to keep it as like true to real life. So if you're having that problem, if photographing them, that might help, depending on your camera. Ta-da! They're all back on display, all cleaned, all photographed. They look so much better. I didn't put them in the exact order they were in before because it doesn't really matter. I just have them spaced out a certain way in terms of like what lines go together, but as far as who sits where on the shelf, I don't really care much. So yeah, the first editions were on that side before, but just based on how I was bringing them into this room from my bedroom, they look so much better. I was thinking of making this Cloetta new earrings, but they're staying in better now, so we'll see. And lucky Megana and Cloetta both have new hair elastics. And Fiona smells great now, don't you? You smell like, oh, wrong Fiona. You smell like wonderful candy. If you want to see pictures of these dolls, I will by then have all of my old ones replaced. I'm still always working on like rewriting fun facts and adding information, and there's just a lot of stuff going on right now, so if all of the albums and stuff aren't matching up in terms of like info added and things like that, it's because everything's a work in progress. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.